Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at Asura Palace for level 300 plus Paladin. I recommend this place for level 300 plus because I think you don't quite deal enough damage below level 300 for this place to be enjoyable. You can hunt here on lower levels. I think you can even feasibly start around level 200 or so, but I personally think it's unnecessary. It's not going to be a good time. On lower levels, just go where hyenas, for example. I can only honestly recommend Asura Palace from level 300 plus, because at that point you're actually kind of making the most of the place and it's enjoyable and you're not really struggling. So that's my recommendation, and I will just say that I think this place is really great. It's one of my favorite places in the game on both EKs and Paladins. It scales quite well. You can really grow in this place to increase your results by quite a lot over a range of like 100 levels. So yeah, I think this place is pretty great, and let's take a look a bit more in depth at the results. So quite a few things here to unpack, so let me talk you through each step that I have for you. First of all, I have 3 analyzers from hunting with the Paladin familiar around level 300. So as you can see there, the experience is somewhere around 3.3 kk raw, thereabouts. And I have an analyzer for you without using the familiar, where the experience drops to about 2.9 million. So if we take those things together, if you were to hunt for an hour at the Asura Palace from level 300, you can expect your raw experience to be somewhere around 3.1 million, which is about 4.6 on 150%. And the loot is probably going to be somewhere in the 300, maybe 350k per hour profit. So this is the kind of profit where you actually definitely paying for all your imbuements and you've still got a little bit left over. So pretty decent. For difficulty, I give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's pretty difficult. Yeah, about a 5 out of 10. You can't just chill and stand in a box and be 8 box, then, just, you will die if you're not paying attention. So I think it deserves a 5 out of 10. On the other hand, it's not, it's nothing crazy, right? If you're just kind of know what you're doing and you're playing, you're also not really going to die. You have to be a little bit careful not to run out of mana. There's a heavy mana drain, so you do look out for that. Make sure to keep your mana up. Other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. And in regards to the bestiary, it's about 3.5 hours for Midnight Asura Hellspawn, and about 8 hours for Dawnfire Asura. I'm not going to give you a time for Frost Flower Asuras because this depends whether you're going to be bothering killing them or not. Personally, I try to kill them when I have the familiar up. It's a bit easier, and I don't kill them at all when I don't have the familiar. As you can see in the analyzers, in the familiar analyzers, I have, around 10 Frost Flowers killed in a 15-minute window. On the non-familiar side, I have none of them killed because it's just a pain in the ass on this level Paladin, so I don't bother. You will one day end up getting the bestiary, maybe while doing the Asura Palace bestiary, the Asura bosses, or maybe once hunting Mirror a little bit later. I wouldn't really worry about it. It takes forever, and it's a pain in the ass. Maybe you can do it in a duo with an EK, which is much easier. Now, the last thing I have here for you in the bottom right is a level 380 result. And this is just to illustrate how well this place scales with levels. On level 300, you're looking about 3.1 kk raw, as I mentioned. But on level 380, I was able to even hit 3.6 kk raw on Asura Palace, which I think is a very, very good result. It's outside of Asura Mirror, it's probably the best thing I can do on that level. So yeah, but I think that is just about the peak experience that you can get at Mirror. I think about 3.6 kk raw is when you really start running out of respawn and you really have to be quite quick. That's an aspirational result, I would say. It's really hard to get more than about 3.6 kk raw. So if you're going for like the best possible results, that's probably what you're going to be looking at. You're probably not going to be able to do that at level 300 unless you have like crazy skills. Anyway, let's move on. So requirement, I say level 300 plus, like I mentioned in the intro. You don't need to do an access quest, but I do recommend to do the Lost Brother quest, which is done at the palace. This allows you to trade with the NPC outside of the palace, which means you can resupply your potions there and sell some loot as well to get some capacity. So definitely recommended. Not necessary though. You will need Dwarven Rings. They make you drunk, and this place can effectively be hunted by pretty much everyone. Mages solo, probably not great, but everyone else can hunt here, so it's quite a popular spot. Not as popular as Mirror, but popular nonetheless. With regards to recommended imbuements, everything standard crit mana life leech. I personally don't bother with an additional protection imbuement. I don't think it's necessary. If you are, coming to this place at level 300 and you're struggling, then maybe go for the Death Imbuement. It will make it easier, especially if you don't have, best in slot items, then maybe that will be quite useful. Damage breakdown, prioritize physical protection followed by death, ice, and fire protection. If you look at my equipment here in the top right, you can quite easily replace the Falcon Greaves and Coif with like fabulous legs and, Lion Spangle Helm. There won't be too much impact. There's not that much ice or fire damage. It's really the death damage that you care about. So your Sun Mirror and your Bow of Cataclysm are quite helpful. Moving on, supplies per hour, about 1600 great mana potions per hour. I don't use too many ultimates. Definitely do make sure to bring a few in case you get into a dicey situation, but you shouldn't really need more than 20 per hour or so. About 1250 diamond arrows, about 600 runes. This is avalanches or thunderstorms. Personally, I find that avalanches help me have higher optimal experience per hour, but thunders help me to kill the frost flowers if I'm going for the frost flowers bestiary. With regards to charms, I didn't actually have any when hunting Asura Palace, so you will not see any in the video, I think, and in the results that you saw. But the optimal charms, in my opinion, are Freeze on Hellspawn, Low Blow on Dawnfire Asura, and then in this order, Parry, Dodge, Zap, or Poison on Midnight Asura. Once you're higher level, then maybe Dodge is not necessary, but yeah, I think Parry is actually one of the best charms here. I'm not a big parry fan. I'm not saying get parry just for this spawn, but if you do have it, this is the best monster to put it on because they have low health and they do a lot of damage. So it's actually one of the few monsters in the game where I think parry is very good for. For the wheel, I do use Gift of Life on this level because it is a little bit difficult, so I still rather have it just in case I mess up and end up dying. It can save you. And the character you will actually see in the video is level 322 RPU with 120 distance skill and 29 magic level. So nothing crazy. I mean, the distance is pretty good, but the magic level is pretty average. And I have no praise and no charms active. So yeah, let's take a look at the route now. So actually starting from level +1, because this is where you come in, I'll usually do like a little loop, get everything from here and kill it somewhere around here, something like that. You can also kill it somewhere in the middle as well. At this point, I will go down to level 0. At level 0, I just do a big loop, sort of pulling everything from all of these rooms and get it all into the center here, kill it somewhere around here. At that point, I go out, I run through to level +2. At +2, I kind of just run to the left to get everything out, do a little zigzag shape and pull everything into this room here and do a pull right here. After it's done, I go back to the stairs and go up to +3 right here. I also do only one pull here, so I just run to the left, get everything from this room, and usually end up doing a pull somewhere around here. Then I go up to +4, and similarly here, you kind of just want to pull out monsters from one room, so pull them back and kill them all somewhere around here to make sure you get everything. And that is in general it. You can do this up until about 3.3, 3.4 KK raw experience. Once you're sort of really running out of respawn, you can also go up one more level to +5 and do a little small 4-5 monster pull there to let the respawn catch up. But in general, you got to be really pushing the respawn to have to do that. So I'm not really going to show it here or recommend it. But if you're really pushing the respawn, you're running out of respawn, then you can also just do one pull on +5. So anyway, once I finish this pull in +4, I just run down to +3, run down to +2, run down to +1. And once I'm on +1, I restart killing from +1. Like I showed you already, do a big pull here somewhere in the middle. And that's it. And then I go to 0 and rinse and repeat. So yeah, that's what I have for you today, guys. Great place, lots of fun, highly recommended. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Gonna do a quick shout out to all my YouTube members, and then I'm going to play the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.